Our planet is a world of wonders. We have explored its highest mountains and its driest deserts. Yet there is a place that remains almost entirely unknown to us. It is a world hidden deep beneath the waves of the ocean. This is the Hadal Zone, a region more than 6 kilometers below the surface. Here, the darkness is absolute. No sunlight has ever reached these depths. The pressure is immense, 1,000 times greater than at the surface. It is a force so powerful, it would crush a car as if it were made of paper. For a very long time, we believed this place was a lifeless void, an empty desert at the bottom of the sea. The conditions here are truly extreme. The water is freezing, hovering just above the point of turning to ice. Food, as we know it, is incredibly scarce. Anything that sinks from the sunlit world above must travel for weeks to reach the bottom. Most of it is eaten by other creatures on its long journey down. Scientists thought that only the tiniest forms of life could possibly survive in such a harsh and unforgiving environment. They imagined a world populated only by microscopic bacteria, tough little organisms that could withstand the immense pressure and the biting cold. It seemed impossible that anything larger, anything more complex, could ever make a home here. This deep, dark world is found in trenches that scar the ocean floor. One of the deepest and most mysterious of these is the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, plunging to depths of over 10 kilometers. It is a vast canyon in the Earth's crust, a place of geological turmoil and extreme conditions. For generations, we could only guess what lay at its bottom. We sent down probes that took pictures of mud and rock, but they revealed very little. The sheer difficulty of exploring such a place meant that its secrets were well kept. The Hadal Zone remained one of the last truly unexplored frontiers on our own planet, a place of myth and mystery. We have always been drawn to the unknown. The desire to explore and understand is part of what makes us human. And so, we built machines capable of withstanding the crushing pressures of the deep. These submersibles are our eyes and ears in this alien world. They allow us to journey to places no human could ever go. They carry our curiosity into the heart of the abyss. What we are now discovering in these deep trenches is challenging everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. It is a revelation that is forcing us to reconsider the very limits of where life can exist and in what remarkable forms. In a recent expedition that will surely be remembered for years to come, a team of Chinese researchers embarked on a daring journey. They boarded their advanced submersible, the Fenduje, which means striver in English. Their destination was the bottom of the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, a place nearly 11 kilometers straight down. As they descended, the world outside their viewport changed from blue to black. The pressure built with every meter. They were entering a world that scientists had long assumed was almost barren. They expected to see vast plains of mud, perhaps disturbed by a few simple microbes. What they found instead was simply astonishing. Instead of an empty wasteland, their powerful lights revealed a world teeming with life. It was not the microbial life they had anticipated. This was a complex ecosystem of large animals, a vibrant community thriving in total darkness. The researchers could hardly believe their eyes. There, on the trench floor, were dense colonies of creatures living together in a world completely cut off from our own. They saw strange tube worms waving gently in the currents created by the submersible. There were mollusks with delicate pale shells and crustaceans that looked like ghostly shrimp scurrying across the seabed. This was not a desert, it was an oasis of life. The sheer abundance of life was a profound shock. These were not just a few lonely animals struggling to survive. These were entire communities, vast collections of different species living side by side. The researchers discovered large sea cucumbers, known as holothurians, slowly moving across the sediment. These creatures, some of them quite large, were feeding on the organic matter that settles on the sea floor. The variety of life was breathtaking. It was a complete ecosystem with its own predators and prey, all adapted to a life of extreme pressure and eternal night. The discovery completely overturned the long-held belief that the Hadal Zone was a biological desert. This finding has sent ripples through the scientific community. It tells us that we have greatly underestimated the resilience and adaptability of life. It seems that wherever there is even a tiny source of energy, life can find a way to flourish. These animals are not like the creatures we see in the sunlit shallows. They have evolved in unique ways to cope with their extraordinary environment. Their bodies are built to withstand pressures that would destroy any surface dweller. They have developed senses that do not rely on sight. They are a testament to the power of evolution to conquer even the most hostile corners of our planet. So, how is it possible for so many animals to live in a place without any sunlight? On the surface of our planet, almost all life depends on the sun. Plants use sunlight to create energy through a process called photosynthesis. Animals then eat the plants, or eat other animals that eat plants. This chain of life, powered by the sun, supports nearly every ecosystem we know. But in the crushing darkness of the Hadal Zone, there is no sun. There are no plants. For a long time, this was the main reason scientists believed that large animal communities simply could not exist down there. A new source of energy was needed. The secret to this deep-sea metropolis is a remarkable process called chemosynthesis. Instead of using light, some very special microbes use chemical energy. Deep within the Earth's crust, there are vents that release hot, mineral-rich fluids into the ocean. These fluids contain chemicals like hydrogen sulfide, which is toxic to most life on the surface. But for these deep-sea microbes, it is a source of food. They absorb these chemicals and use them to create organic matter, just as plants use sunlight. These microbes form the very foundation of the entire ecosystem. They are the producers in this world of darkness, creating life from chemistry. The animals of the trench have formed a unique partnership with these chemosynthetic microbes. Many of them, like the giant tube worms, do not even have mouths or stomachs. Instead, they have special organs inside their bodies that are packed with these helpful bacteria. The worms provide the bacteria with a safe place to live and access to the chemicals from the vents. In return, the bacteria produce food for the worms. It is a perfect symbiotic relationship, a beautiful example of cooperation in the natural world. This allows vast colonies of these worms to grow, forming dense forests that provide shelter for other animals. What the researchers also found was that these communities were not uniform. They were organized into distinct zones, almost like different neighborhoods in a city. Each zone had its own unique collection of species, creating colorful and diverse patches on the trench floor. In one area, tube worms might dominate. In another, beds of mussels and clams covered the sea floor. In yet another, the ghostly crustaceans and sea cucumbers were the most common sight. This zoning suggests that the chemical composition of the fluids coming from the sea floor varies from place to place, and different animals are adapted to thrive in these specific microhabitats. It is a complex and beautifully organized world. This incredible discovery in the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench changes our perspective on life on Earth. It suggests that similar oases of life might be hidden in other deep-sea trenches all around the world. The Hadal Zone, once thought to be a barren wasteland, may in fact be home to countless undiscovered ecosystems. Each one could be unique, with its own special collection of animals that have evolved in complete isolation for millions of years. We are only just beginning to pull back the curtain on this hidden realm. It is a thrilling reminder that our planet still holds profound mysteries, and that there is so much more left to explore and understand. However, these newly discovered worlds are incredibly fragile. The animals that live here are perfectly adapted to the stable, unchanging conditions of the deep sea. They have evolved over millennia in darkness, cold, and high pressure. They would be incredibly vulnerable to any sudden changes in their environment. The slow pace of life at these depths means that if these communities are damaged, they could take hundreds or even thousands of years to recover, if they recover at all. We have been given a glimpse into a secret garden at the bottom of the sea, and with that comes a great responsibility to protect it. Unfortunately, these pristine environments are already facing a new and serious threat: deep-sea mining. The ocean floor is rich in valuable minerals such as nickel, cobalt, and manganese. These are the very metals needed for batteries in our phones and electric cars. As resources on land become scarcer, companies are looking to the deep sea as a new source. Mining operations would involve large machines dredging the seafloor, creating vast plumes of sediment that could choke and bury these delicate ecosystems. The noise and pollution could cause irreparable harm to a world we are only just beginning to know. We stand at a critical crossroads. We have found unbelievable life in a place we once thought was empty. These discoveries are not just scientifically important, they are inspiring. They fill us with a sense of wonder about the richness of our planet. We must ensure that our quest for resources does not destroy these natural wonders before we have even had a chance to fully understand them. The deep ocean is the last true wilderness on Earth. It is our shared heritage, a world of mystery and beauty that we must explore with care and protect for all the generations that will come after us. The ocean's secrets are precious and they deserve our protection.